Earlier, I spoke with environmentalist Desmond Majekodunmi on the AFDB's president's call for more funding for climate change in Africa. I began by asking him what his thoughts were on the matter.
We need a whole lot of funding to tackle what has been described as the biggest problem facing humanity and parts of Africa, many parts of Africa, in fact, are some of the most vulnerable places to the effects of climate change, as we are seeing right now. In fact, the money they're talking about is not really enough. It might help to a degree with the adaptation, but then it's not enough for effective mitigation. It's the biggest problem we've ever faced in Africa and also in this earth. So it's not enough.
Mentions at the summit is that adaptation must be everybody's business. Now, would you say Nigeria has the capacity to put adaptation measures in place?
Definitely not going by the track record of what we have seen. I can give you classic examples. Over 15 years ago, about, a certain gentleman by the name of Newton Jubona, who had crossed the Sahara Desert a couple of times and had also seen the shrinking of Lake Chad and understood the implications of a massive water body like that shrinking to about 10% of its original size, a water body that thousands, millions and millions of people rely on for their survival. So he recommended that we should develop a green wall that would be helping to push back the desert and to control the erosion in that area caused by overheating, caused by climate change. And that recommendation was adopted at that time. Funds were deployed, but the funds never did the job. And then it happened again about 5 years, 6 years after that. The funds were not effectively deployed. So there's a problem. There's a problem. We don't even have enough money to do it. But the bigger problem, as has been seen just in that one particular instance, and there's several other instances, the biggest problem is that when that money has been deployed, it hasn't been effectively utilized. And this is one of the major reasons why we're having millions of people displaced from the Lake Chad region, people who had lived there for generations and generations feeding their flocks. Millions, not thousands, millions of people displaced from the Sahara region that runs through Yobe State and a lot of the other states there. And these people have nothing. They're cannon fodder for all kinds of mad schemes. You know, peace be unto you, boom, we blow the two of you up. And also, it's part of the reason why we're having the kind of flooding that we're having. So the capacity, financial capacity, no. Judging from past records, integrity capacity in the deployment of the finances that are there, no. Big, big problem.
So you mentioned from your previous response that these monies are not either properly utilized or effectively utilized or properly, expended. Now, what can be done to address these two problems?
Yeah, very, very good problem. Very good question to address the problem. Well, I think what your esteemed organization is doing is very important. It's one of the key things that can be done, that should be done, and that is to create more awareness about the gravity of the problem. It's a major problem, and people need to understand that. Ignorance leads to a lot of very, very foolish activities, and I believe to an extent that's what's going on. I don't think it's just that the people don't care entirely, but they just don't understand. But the general public also needs to be made aware. And once they're aware of this reality, I do believe that we shall use the tool of democracy to ensure that the leadership utilize these funds with the utmost integrity. Because by not doing so, you're destroying millions of people's livelihoods. You're destroying hundreds of thousands of lives, literally. So once the awareness is there, I do believe that our people will ensure that the leaders do the right thing. And if they don't do the right thing, then we excuse them from their office. That's what democracy is all about.